Think Japan's train system looks impossibly complicated? We thought so too, until we realized you don't need to memorize the entire network. You just need to know how to navigate it with confidence. Welcome to Unretired in Japan, where we're documenting what life after early retirement really looks like. Let's go. Before we moved to Japan, the train system was one of the things that intimidated us the most. The maps looked like a bowl of colorful spaghetti. The stations looked enormous, and we wondered how we'd ever find the right platform, make transfers, or even know what exit to use, especially without speaking much Japanese. The reality was completely different. Japan has one of the largest and busiest rail networks in the world, but it's also one of the most organized. Every day, millions of people rely on it, so it's designed to help you find your way with color-coded lines, station numbers, clear signage, and frequent English announcements. The biggest lesson we learned is that you don't need to memorize Japan's train system. You only need to know how to navigate the trip you're taking. Once that clicked, everything became much less intimidating. In this video, we'll show you how to plan your route with Google Maps, choose the right platform and train, use an IC card, understand stations and exits, follow basic train etiquette, and avoid the common mistakes almost every newcomer makes. By the end, you'll have everything you need to ride Japan's trains with confidence, even if it's your very first time. The absolute first thing you want to do is spend a minute planning your trip before you walk out the door. For almost every trip we take, we use Google Maps. Just enter your destination, tap the train icon, and you'll usually see several route options. Every one shows your departure time, arrival time, total travel time, fare, and the number of transfers you'll need to make. Don't automatically choose the fastest route. Sometimes an extra 5 minutes means one less transfer, or a much easier station to navigate. Especially when you're new to Japan, simpler is often better. Once you've picked a route, look at the details. Google Maps tells you which train line you'll be taking, the platform number, and, most importantly, the final destination of the train. That's because trains are identified by where they're going, not by where you're getting off. Before you board, always make sure the destination on the platform signs matches what Google Maps is telling you. You'll also notice different train types, such as local, rapid, express, or limited express. This is important because not every train stops at every station. If Google Maps says take a local train and you accidentally board an express, you may skip right past your stop. Always double check the train type before boarding. Another feature that's easy to overlook is the recommended train car. On many routes, Google Maps suggests which car to board because it puts you closest to the stairs, escalator, elevator, or transfer when you arrive. It might only save a minute or two, but those minutes add up, especially in larger stations. Finally, pay attention to the recommended station exit. This is one of the most overlooked parts of navigating Japan. Many stations have 10, 20, or even 30 different exits. Choosing the wrong one can easily add another 10 or 15 minutes of walking. If Google Maps recommends exit 5, there's usually a good reason for it. Okay, it's time to head to the station. The first thing you'll need is an IC card. If you're in the Osaka area, you'll probably use an ICOCA card. Around Tokyo, you'll commonly see SUICA, Suica, or PASMO, PASMO. The good news is that for most travelers and residents, they're completely interchangeable, so don't worry too much about which one you get. You can buy a physical card at most major train stations, or if you have an iPhone or Apple Watch, you can add one directly to your Apple Wallet even before you get to Japan. That's what we use, and it's incredibly convenient because you don't have to carry a separate card. You can also reload your balance right from your phone with a supported payment method. If you're using a physical card, you can add money at ticket machines or at most convenience stores. When you reach the ticket gates, Simply tap your card or phone on the IC reader and keep walking. Don't stop at the gate or hold your device on the reader. A quick tap is all it takes. You'll hear a beep. If your balance is too low, the gate won't open, but don't panic. Every station has a fare adjustment machine or ticket machine where you can add more money and continue on your way. Now it's time to find your train. Start by following the signs for the train line shown in Google Maps. The signs use colors, line names, station numbers, and platform numbers, making them surprisingly easy to follow even if you don't read Japanese. When you reach the platform, don't board the first train that arrives. First, look at the electronic display above the platform. Confirm three things: the train line, the train type, such as local or express, and the train's final destination. All three should match the route you planned before leaving home. This is also a good time to mention that the same platform may serve different train types. One train may stop at every station, while the next one skips half of them. That's why checking the destination and train type every time is such an important habit. Now let's look at what to do once the train arrives and how to ride it like someone who's been living there for years. When your train arrives, you'll notice that boarding is much more organized than it is in many other countries. Before the doors open, stand behind the safety line and line up where the painted markings on the platform indicate. These markings show exactly where each train door will stop. Wait for everyone to get off before you step on. It keeps people moving and makes boarding much faster. Once you're inside, move away from the doors if you're standing. During busy times, people are constantly getting on and off, so blocking the entrance slows everyone down. One thing you'll notice right away is how quiet the trains are. People talk softly if they talk at all. Phones are almost always on silent, and you won't hear conversations on speakerphone or videos playing out loud. If you're listening to music or watching something, wear headphones and keep the volume low enough that only you can hear it. If you're carrying a backpack, wear it on the front or place it by your feet when the train is crowded. It takes up less space and helps avoid bumping into other passengers. You'll also see priority seating near the ends of many train cars. These seats are intended for elderly passengers, pregnant women, people with disabilities, people recovering from injuries, and sometimes adults traveling with very young children. Even if the seats are empty, be prepared to give yours up if someone needs it more than you do. If you're traveling during rush hour, expect a very different experience. Trains can become extremely crowded, especially on weekday mornings and evenings. If you're retired or have a flexible schedule, one of the simplest ways to make train travel more enjoyable is to avoid these peak commuting hours whenever you can. One small tip: escalator etiquette varies depending on where you are in Japan. In Osaka, people generally stand on the right so others can walk on the left. In Tokyo, it's usually the opposite. If you're unsure, just look at what everyone else is doing and follow their lead. As you ride, keep Google Maps open. It will show your progress in real time, so you can watch each stop as you get closer to your destination. Most trains also have digital displays inside the cars showing the next station in both Japanese and English, along with station numbers and the line color. Announcements are often made in English as well. Some stations even have their own unique melodies or departure chimes. They're a fun part of riding trains in Japan, but don't rely on them for navigation. The displays and your map are much more dependable. When you reach the ticket gates, tap your IC card, iPhone, Apple Watch, or other mobile device on the reader to leave the paid area, just like you did when you entered. The system automatically calculates your fare and deducts it from your balance. Once you're outside the gates, take a quick look at Google Maps to make sure you're walking in the correct direction. The most important thing to remember is that everyone feels intimidated the first time they use Japan's trains. We certainly did, but after a handful of trips, you'll stop thinking about platforms, transfers, and ticket gates. It becomes just another part of your daily routine. And that's really the point. You don't need to memorize one of the world's largest train systems. You just need to know how to use the information that's already there. Once you do, Japan's trains go from being something you worry about to one of the easiest, most reliable, and most enjoyable ways to get around. If you found this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more people who are dreaming about visiting Japan, moving here, or designing a different kind of retirement. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll be riding trains while unretired in Japan.